I should know better than to get invested in a television show that's on SyFy. Every single time, it's like, well, I guess it got 4 seasons. I should be happy, but I'm not. You're never happy as a science fiction or fantasy fan when you're watching TV or anything like that. Either they do something stupid and things go terribly off the rails and then they continue it forever, or they cancel it once you actually like something. And that's the case here with Resident Alien. Now, Resident Alien is one of the most interesting shows over the last few years. If you've not seen it, it's based on a Dark Horse comic book, and Alan Tudyk does the most amazing job playing this alien guy trying to fit into this town. It's like Mork and Mindy on steroids, but with kind of an evil alien who does not have any regard for human life whatsoever, which makes it very, very funny. And so this came to Netflix last year. We watched the first couple seasons of it and caught up on the show, and pretty fantastic stuff, really entertaining, great ensemble cast following Alan Tudyk around. And it was starting to build up this year towards this like weird Firefly reunion, which he's done a little bit in the show. The interesting part about the Firefly cast, if you guys don't know, is they always seem to like follow each other around in their projects and actually like get the other fellow actors involved in their projects every single time. I've never seen loyalty like that in Hollywood in like any other show. It's kind of a special thing. And so that happened here in Resident Alien as well. It was building it, and now there's 3 episodes left. And they dropped a bomb today, which we'll get into in just a moment. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things science fiction and fantasy. This is your real sci-fi news. I am John Delarose. I am a science fiction writer myself, and I would like you to get in on my Stars Entwined series. If you like what I talk about with writing, science fiction, Firefly, for example, you might really enjoy this right here. This is a 3-book trilogy, and it builds this giant war that's going on and has some great interpersonal character dynamics that you're really going to love. It is something that, like I said, builds up really nicely over the 3 books. So grab it all today. It's available on ebook, print, and audio to make it easy for you. It's in the description below, and I'm building a new series that's stemming out of this. Unlike SyFy, we don't get canceled here. I just write what I want. And so it continues. So please check this out. Get on my newsletter so you don't miss my new stuff, guys. This is so important. Thank you for helping me become a professional science fiction writer over the years. It's been amazing being with you here, and I think you'll really enjoy this. Like I said, in the description below, and thanks for reading. Okay, so yeah, this is the deal. We're talking about this great reunion payoff that somebody at Screen Rant thought had already been wasted here. And yeah, it was building up quite a bit, right? And pretty interesting stuff. As of course, Jewel State is also brought back into this, which makes for a lot of fun. Again, like just having these people show up in the show. Nathan Fillion's character was pretty amazing as well. I won't spoil it for you, but it was entertaining if you've not seen it already. Now, they have done pretty well in terms of like doing a coherent storyline, and apparently they are going to be wrapping this up, which I'll be talking about. But interesting that they're canceling it right now after the 4th season and ending it right now. This is like a redux for SyFy Channel. This is they cancel everything. There's been a lot of decent shows over the years that they just like don't support, and it doesn't go very far. I don't know what it is about like season 4 or whatever, but there is something like within the Actors Guild, if you don't know, where the actors like are required to get like these pay increases every single year, and it becomes unwieldy for a show as it goes along because their budgets don't increase that much. The advertising revenue doesn't usually increase. I think we're actually seeing a decrease in ad revenue in 2025 from before, and so it makes it difficult to produce shows because of those increases that go on in Hollywood like this. And so that is why you don't see a lot of shows continue after a couple of different seasons and the like. Now, like I said, this just showed up on Netflix last year, and season 3 just dropped on Netflix in February, while season 4 is going on the air right now. And this is just a fun show. So Resident Alien, like I said, he doesn't have any sort of compassion for humanity, but he starts to like one woman. And because of that, he wants to save her, and that ends up being pretty funny on that level. So good stuff. Alan Tudyk just does amazing acting in this. I think he does some of the best job I've seen in a long, long time. Really shows his breadth right here. Now, Chris Sheridan is the creator and showrunner of this, and he says, "I knew it was going to likely be our final season," he said. creatively, that was exciting because we knew we could spend the time wrapping up some storylines, driving towards an ending. I'm proud of how good Season 4 is, and especially proud that we were able to finish as strongly as we did with a finale that's probably my favorite episode of the series. So that's good. I'm glad that he's heavily involved in the finale and not pawning that off or anything like that. And on top of that, I'm glad that they're actually working on wrapping up some of the storylines, because that's a painful thing with a lot of these shows that happens all the time. Now, from just this conversation right here that you're reading into this, you can see, as much as they're saying it's exciting, you could tell he's disappointed by it. And I really think that there were fans of thinking that there was going to be a Season 5 of this. San Diego Comic-Con is happening right now, which means all the announcements for all these studios and things like that are happening in Hall H down there. I didn't get to go this year. I got a little baby, so it's like I can't go this year. But I went a couple years ago, and delightful. I really enjoy going to San Diego Comic-Con. But with this happening right here, they just did an interview with TV Insider, and they didn't go to San Diego Comic-Con. Kind of, I guess, is why. Maybe they were hoping that there was going to be some kind of announcement. Maybe they were hoping that it was going to continue, and then wrapped up some storylines because they kind of knew that things were there in terms of the finances. I don't know. They didn't elaborate on anything on this. It was just a small announcement like this with TV Insider, and that's all we get of Resident Alien. So sad. Like I said, this is a redux of what happens with SyFy. Like, I was a big Farscape fan as well. If you're a Farscape fan, leave a comment. I love to hear from fellow Farscape fans. That was one of the best science fiction shows ever made, if you don't know. And I highly recommend going and watching that. Same thing, 4 seasons. It was really hitting its stride in seasons 3 and 4 too. It was like beyond anything you've ever seen on television at the time, and they axed it, and it was like, dang it, this is painful. Now I know they kind of did that like movie wrap up, and then they kind of did some continuation in comics, but didn't feel right, and that's just a bummer that SyFy did that. So this is, like I said, just a pattern with the SyFy channel every single time. It makes me never want to get invested in things. Honestly, like, getting 4 seasons is a little more than they give a lot of these shows a lot of the time. There were some interesting ones a few years back that were like kind of space-ish. Killjoys was an interesting concept, and Dark Matter was really fun. Not the new Dark Matter, but there's an old Dark Matter. Go look for that one. Pretty interesting concept as well. But like I said, they just don't last very long on this show, and that's the problem here. So who knows? Maybe I saw the interview the other day with Morena Baccarin, and she said that Nathan Fillion was texting her and calling her about doing something along the lines of some sort of Firefly reunion. And I know Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion are doing a podcast together. Maybe they're trying to drum up some support to actually rebuild Firefly, and maybe they're clearing their schedules for that. Hey, let's think optimistically, right? Should we? Probably not. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button, guys. And also check out my Stars and Twine if you like my thoughts on science fiction. I think you'll really love my writing, and this is a great way to support the channel and myself as a science fiction writer independently. I appreciate you all for reading, and it's also available on audiobook to make it easy for you.